Hello everyone, this is Vinay here from Learn Coding with Vinay, and this is video number 9 of our video series where we are creating contactless API using ASP.NET Core Web API and ChatGPT as our coding assistant. In the previous video, we went over call history and CRUD for calls. Right. In this video, we will work on message, CRUD, and message history. So let's dive into it. So let's go to ChatGPT. Right. So in the previous response, ChatGPT already suggested us, if you want to move ahead with message history, give me this, and we will go ahead. However, I want to, make it sure that we are also implementing few other things, like for example, this message history with encryption decryption, which is good. I also uh, for messages for usually for messages we have only two operations. We need just insert and get operations and search by contact name or text within the message. Right, that's what we usually do. If you want to search some messages, we'll go to message screen, we'll just type it out something and it will give us the filtered message. Right, that's what we want to achieve over here. Right, so that's what I am instructing. For messages we need only, and again messages we still have option to delete messages from our mobile screen, but remember it, those are not deleted, those are deleted for user only. Those are there on the server. Right, so they will be there, so we are not implementing delete over here as well, but we will definitely implement the insert, get, and search operation. So let's push this to ChatGPT and wait for the response. Okay, so ChatGPT has generated the response. Let's go through it quickly. Perfect. This is most important learning module in POC because it combines encryption, decryption, search, separation of concern, and all those stuff. Okay, that is good. No update, no delete. Okay, this is also good. At application layer C sharp, where encryption will be, yes, encryption will be applied on C sharp level. That is good. Okay, so then it is telling us to create the security class, security interface that will have two method, encrypt and decrypt. Then the security class that will have actual implementation of the encryption and decryption. It is using key and IV. Okay, good. Okay, it is telling us to add these secrets into app setting.json. In ideal world, it should be either in Azure Key Vault or something. Right. This is also it is suggesting, very very good. And then we'll have to register the service into program.cs, which is good. Then the desired DTO, response DTO. Then we have the create operation. Okay, good. Then we have the integer user ID, get by user ID, get messages by user. Okay, so all messages of the user. Good. And then okay, then we have the search operation, which is user ID and query. Right. Okay, we again it will be contact number or anything within the text. Okay, but here is the one thing. Here we'll have challenge. Let's see. Let's move ahead as of now, and then we will see. Okay, JWT and all this. We will implement this later. Okay, so let me start this. So now it is telling that to add the interface first. So let's go ahead and add the interface. So I'll go in the Visual Studio. We'll go to security. I think where it is requesting us to create into the services folder itself. In services it says security. Okay, so let's go to services. Wait a minute, we already have a security class, encryption service, AES. Okay, AES, which is good. Services and security. Okay, so we have security service already in, but that has this. Okay, now it has created the interface and class. So let's follow this. Ideally, your real-time project, should always have the interface and corresponding implementation, the service layer it is talking about, right? But in the previous example, it hasn't given us the service layer example. We are directly using it, so that's not a problem. But let's go ahead and implement what it has suggested as it is, right? So let me go ahead, right click, add. I'll add the folder, new folder over here. I have created the folder called security, and now it is telling us to create this interface inside that security folder. So let's go ahead and create the interface. So I'll say right click, add. We will go to class, and then we'll get a choice of interface. So from here, select interface, put down the name it has suggested. Let's say add, and let's move to ChatGPT for rest of the code. So we'll copy this and I'll paste down over here. Let me see. Okay, Control A, Control V. This I'll have to make control list APIs. Let's save this and move ahead. Now I'm going to save time for rest of this encryption class. Let's do it parallelly. If it is taking time, then I'll make it in the background. Otherwise, let's continue over here. So let's go ahead and add this class over here. Add, this time we'll be adding class. Okay, and then I'll go to here, simply just copy. So here it must have created the two operations, encrypt and decryption, and that's two based on certain key, right? So we will be doing the same. Okay, so this is gone, excellent. This is list API. Okay, so this is good. So no, this I'll have to change, contact list APIs. Okay, over here also contact list API. Yeah, okay. So this is good. Now now it is telling us to add key, encryption decryption key, basically this into app setting.json. So we'll go over here, app setting.json. Okay, so we have copy pasted this section over here, right? Ideally we can, a lot of people take many very long string as a key, but this is okay, this seems okay, right? Ideally its key should be the one which should not be easily readable and should be difficult to remember for someone, even for developers who are working on the project, right? That way you should choose your key. Okay, so now it is telling to register the service in program.cs. Okay, so we'll copy this, we'll go to program.cs now, and we'll put it down over here. Excellent. Next. Okay, now the DTOs and controller. Okay, so let me create this DTO, create message DTO. We'll go to DTO folder. Let's say right click, add class. So let me do this in background, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I am back and I have created this create message DTO, and you just need ID, message from, message to, and text. Okay, and then the response ID from to, message, text, send, and send time, right? When was the message sent? And I have created the blank API controller also, right? So let's go ahead and copy rest of the code of the controller. Now here it is using two service as injection. One is definitely our database context, and the second one is the encryption one, right? So this is what it is. Excellent. Now let's move ahead and copy the create method. Let me paste it over here. Again, create has the same scenario. If the model is valid, it is moving ahead. If not valid, it is returning from here. Again, if the user is present or not, it's if not, then it is returning error, right? Then if everything is okay, then it goes ahead and encrypt the message text, right? Then moves ahead, create the message model, saves it and return the saved message, right? So this will have to create the function. At this moment it is giving us error, but once we create this method, that error will also be gone, because it needs user id, and it needs the id, and it needs that message to be repopulated again as a response once newly created, right? So let's move ahead with the search functionality now. I'll just say copy, and I'll put it down over here, right? So there is no error. Control S, save, no error. Okay, let me run this and let's implement the now let's test actually these methods. Okay, so we have the swagger up, right? So we have the message history, three methods also, creating new, get the one by user id, and get a search. But before we go ahead, we'll have to go and bring the context number, right? So let's go to the context, not this post method, this one, right? Because we need mobile numbers for to test. So I'll say, let's say one. We'll try to bring out the mobile numbers of the user. Okay, so we have the number, these two number. Let me take it somewhere in notepad so that we will use it later. This one and this one, right? Because we will use it to create messages, right? Okay, excellent. Now we will have to actually take the from also, from. Okay, so let's go to the ssms. Yeah, let's bring out what do we have in user. Right, so let's say select star from user. No, actually call histories, right? What do we have done in call history, right? Okay, so I'll take this number. This is as this is the user's number, right? So user one id is mobile number, and these are user one contacts. Right, now let's go ahead and test the message functionality. So let's create first, try it out. Okay, so user id will give one, from, let's say, as of now this number, to, let's say, this number, and I'll say let's meet on Monday evening, something like this, right? Let's meet on Monday evening, and let's say execute. Okay, so we have error. Let's see what is the error. Cryptography specified initialize vector does not match the block size with algorithm. Okay, so let's copy this and let's put it down to ChatGPT itself. Error in line. Okay, it was here, right? For line this. Let's say what it is suggesting. Okay, again, so the similar way we did it for hashing the password, and user password, it is telling us to get the string by running it one time, right? So what we need to do, and then copy paste those in the keys, and over this fourth key. Now this fourth key is actually for generating the encrypted text every time differently. So I have put down that question also. Let me quickly walk you through it, right? So if you don't specify that, if you don't specify that, so every time hello Vinay will result in this some encrypted text. So every time the encryption would be same. So that is actually dangerous, because someone can detect the algorithm, guess it out, and decrypt it. So what is the better practice is to specify this for this one, this byte, right? Some key plus some other key, right? So what do that will do? Now if we use this, then every time the generated encrypted text would be different, right? So let me take you to the example, this one. right? So every time hello Vinay, sometime it is something like this, sometime it is something like this, right? So that's why key and that four key are required. Now let's try to do this, and let's try to generate this both. So let me take these two into the program.cs over here. Let me close all those things, a lot of things are open. Program.cs, let's put it down somewhere over here on the beginning itself, right? And for AES we'll have to use this copy, right? And we'll remove that later on, right? Okay, so this is good. Now this, let's run this, and whatever coming up in console, the first line should be this encrypted key, and the four one, the other variable that we'll have to take it down into our app setting.json. So we'll have to keep it over here. Let me open that, this one, right? These two. So let's the program run, and I'll copy paste those two things over here, and I'll come back. So this is the console you have. The program is running, and this is the console, right? So it has printed these two things. Just take these two things. First is this one. We'll go to Visual Studio. Now let me, even going to Visual Studio, let me copy it to in Notepad itself, because again, for code change, I'll have to stop the Visual Studio, right? So let me take these two somewhere in Notepad, and from Notepad, I'll copy it to our program setting.js, right? So let's do that. Let me copy paste it here, and let me copy paste the other one over here, right? And let me save this, and let's see if my Visual Studio hot reloads or not. Let's wait. And ideally, let me stop it only, because we don't need the uh, we don't need these lines now in program.cs, right? Let me keep this as of now, control key C. We don't need it. So we don't need this unnecessary using also. Now let's go ahead and run. Okay, excellent. So this has loaded. Let's go to the post method of the message, and let's try it out. So this will be one. Again, let me bring out those numbers. So in from, we'll take this, into we will take this, and over here let me have some message. So let's meet on Monday. Let's say submit, and let's say what's happening. Fingers crossed, basically this time it should work. Okay, so it returned ID 1. That means our message was created. Let's go ahead and see. Okay, so let me remove this as of now. Let's just keep this. Yeah, okay. So the message from this to this is now encrypted. Excellent. And it is sent at this date and date time. This is stored. Let's create one more history with this guy only. And let me say, we will play cricket on ground and have some snacks as well. Right. Snacks as well. Let me to the same guy, right? So basically we are messaging it to the same time, same sorry number, right? So let's go ahead and run this. Okay, we have two numbers. Excellent, this is going good. Now let's make this user one, and this time this guy maybe is reverting this guy and saying that okay, just okay, I'll say just okay. Execute, and let's check the query now. Okay, so we have the desired text over here. Now let's create one more message with the other guy, right? Now let me go over here. The other guy is this, and the sender is this. Sender is this, and here I am saying, "Are you coming to play cricket match?" Right. MDCH. Execute. It has inserted one. Now let me reverse the number. This guy is saying that something saying that it is saying yes or no. So sorry, won't won't be able to come, right? Something like this. So just creating basically message history, nothing fancy. So let's go ahead to SSMS and see. Now those two messages are also created. And let's test our other methods. Now message history by a user ID. So let me go ahead and say one, say execute, and we have all these message histories. Excellent. If I say something message user that does not exist, or for message history does not exist, it gives us the blank, which is also good. So this is also working nice. Now let's say search, try it out. Now let's say user ID 1, and I want to find a message with the text sorry. Right. Let's say if it is works. Excellent. Sorry, won't be able to come. Excellent. This is working. Let me say Monday, because we have used the Monday word in one of the message. Excellent. This is gone. Now let me say cricket. We should have two messages, because in two messages we have used the word cricket. Cricket. Okay. Yeah. Oh no, because it is searching also the guy also. So it is coming. Oh no, yeah, we have the cricket word for in both of them. Right. So this is resulting in a correct data. Right. So this is working very nicely. Right. And the three operations are working very nicely. But one thing I missed over here, whenever we use mobile, we see and we go to message menu, right? What we see the conversation history of all our contact, right? So that is good. That is coming up. But when we click on one particular conversation or one particular number, one particular contact, then it gives us only that on history for only that particular guy. So let's try to discuss this with ChatGPT and have the method for that also, right? I guess I missed to instruct that we will also need a method that returns a message history for a contact. So that's how messages are organized in mobile device, and once we select a contact, we can see message history for that particular contact only. So please provide that method as well. Alright, so let me correct typo, return particular. Okay, so what I am saying, I guess I missed to instruct that we also need a method that returns a message history for a contact. That's how messages are organized in mobile device, and once we select, I think this line is little disconnecting. So let me, once we select a contact, we can see message history for that particular contact only. So please provide that method as well. So let's push this prompt to ChatGPT and wait for its response. So let's see this. Let's see the response. So it says, okay, you are thinking right away. Okay, this is when a user selects a contact, so only message exchange between this contact. Yeah, that's correct. So let's go to down in the user ID and mobile number. Excellent. This is what it should take as an input, and it has user ID and mobile number as the input. Okay, mobile is required. Excellent. Trim. Then it is taking user not found. Okay, this is also good. Then the messages. Then it is bringing all the messages. Okay. Then contact. Okay, it is bringing all the messages from. Okay, then the contact result. Then it is taking the resolve contact name if exists. Yeah, okay, on display. And then it is decrypting and returning the message. Okay, this is good. So let's copy this. Let's go to Visual Studio, and let's try to, even let's try our luck with hot reload. The program is up and running only. I'll just copy this method and let's see if it hot reloads or not. Control V. So this is good. Let me save. Let me go to the output where we see the no, I believe, okay, over here, not over here. Let this get refreshed, and then we will see. Okay, so it has refreshed. Let's see, our method is that, get message history contact. So let's try this out. Let me try this out. Let me give this one, and let me take the one of the contact number, right? And let's see if it gives us the history or not. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Hope it should work. So it has returned. Okay, excellent. This Ramesh guy. We had conversation with Ramesh guy. Ramesh, three messages. So let's meet on Monday. Then the other message. Then Ramesh responded saying, okay. Now let's try the other guy. Excellent. Execute. Right. So with the other guy, we just ask the one question, and then it is good. It is coming. Now let's say we don't have that man. We don't have that user. Right. What do we have? Then it gives us the blank. Excellent. Because we don't have it. Excellent. So all these four operations which we usually see in a message, you know, while using our mobile, those are working very nicely, right? So thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video. In the next video, we will implement few more functionality that are commonly used in mobile, and we'll try to implement APIs for that, right? So I hope you are enjoying this series. I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks a lot, guys, and thanks for watching. See you in the next video.